Hello again. In this video I'm going to be providing feedback on my player Billy's performance, and I'm going to prescribe him some future actions and how we can improve these. So there are a few different factors which should be considered when giving feedback to an athlete about their performance, which we assess using notational analysis, the technical model and numerical model. One of these factors is being professional and respectful by allowing confidentiality. This is very important, as if someone does not want their data to be shared, then you must deny access unless the athlete allows them to see it. This is because the data belongs to the participant, so it would be illegal to share it without permission. Another factor that should be considered is how much positive and negative feedback to give. It is great to give positive feedback, as this will make the participant more confident, but constructive or negative feedback should always be given so that the performer knows where they can improve. Doing this tells them their strengths and weaknesses, so they know what they need to focus on the most. They should also consider when to use verbal or non-verbal communication. Verbal communication should be used when discussing what the performer needs to improve and their strengths. The researcher should always use appropriate language and give clarity of the information they are giving. Non-verbal communication should be used to email any results or give it on a paper in person. Also, if the performer has any questions after speaking to the researcher, it may email or text them. As well as this, you should inform the participant if there are any factors which may have affected their performance. Some factors for the group may have been that there was a wide range of ability levels, and as they are a class, some of them may have been unmotivated or unconfident, and so not given it their full potential. The player I assessed was a power forward. A power forward is one of the tallest players on the court, and so they should be one of the top rebounders on their team, offensively and defensively. This means that they still need to be fairly athletic, as there are still players taller than them. They will do this to stop the opponents getting an offensive rebound and to score second chance points when on offense. As well as this, they should be great at layups, as they are tall and can easily get to the basket with their speed. They have great speed, as they are very tall and have long legs, as well as being athletic. Another main skill of a power forward is mid-range shooting. They should have an effective mid-range shot so that they are a threat anywhere inside the three-point line. Also, some power forwards are very good three-point shooters, but this is not a top skill as a power forward. They should also be good at ball handling as a power forward, so that you can get past your defender with a dribble move to get an easy layup. Finally, due to the power forward's height, they should be very good shot blockers in order to prevent the opposition from scoring. This requires good timing when jumping to block the shot. We can now review the notational analysis on Billy to see his performance statistics. In graph 1, it shows that Billy has a much higher field goal percentage than the average, but he did not have the highest. I would still say that this is a strength for Billy, as it is a fairly high field goal percentage. The second graph shows Billy's offensive and defensive rebounds. This is definitely a strength for Billy, as he got 10 rebounds overall, with 3 offensive rebounds, giving his team 3 second chances. Graph 3 shows a major weakness for Billy, as he scored 0 out of 2 from the 2-point, meaning that he did not make any mid-range shots, which should be an important part of a power forward's role. He must practice shooting to improve this. Graph 4 shows that Billy is great when it comes to finishing around the rim and taking layups. Billy scored 4 more than the average and did not miss 1 layup. This shows that Billy has great control of the ball in the air and good focus when attacking the rim. Finally, graph 5 shows another great strength for Billy's, as he got 4 steals, allowing his team to get fast break points and stopping the other team scoring. This means that Billy is a great defender and is able to read his opposition. Also, he had 0 turnovers, which suggests his ball handling was good and he has good IQ in game situations. He done much better than the rest of the class, averaging only 1.7 steals and 3.2 turnovers. Looking at the images from the technical model, we can see where Billy has used good techniques or bad. In the preparation phase, Billy does a great job of feeling where his opponent is and blocking him off, as well as seeing where the ball is, so that he can anticipate when and where to catch it. However, his stance is very off-balanced and weak, so his opponent could easily get past him by faking him or making contact with him. Billy does most of the preparation well, but just needs to focus on his stance. In the execution phase, Billy boxes out great with a low wide stance, preventing his opposition from getting the basketball. However, Billy jumps too late and does not jump high enough, meaning that he has caught the ball near the ground. This is not very effective as a player on the opposition could easily get the ball due to the time it takes Billy to get it. Also, he jumps with his legs out to the side, which can be very dangerous as rebounds can get very physical, and if Billy got pushed slightly, he would be in an unsafe position to land okay, and could sprain his ankle or break a bone. Finally, the recovery phase was the weakest phase for Billy, as he does not look over his shoulder, so cannot see if there are any defenders, and he cannot see if there is an outlet pass to his teammates. Also, Billy holds the ball with a very weak grip and does not protect the ball, so it will be easy for an opponent to steal the ball off of him. Therefore, this is a big weakness for Billy. The numerical model shows quantitative data on the player's technique and force. The numerical model shows Billy's main weaknesses. Firstly, his net force is below average, and this suggests that he is not able to produce a high force, meaning that his jump height will be very low. This is correct, as his jump height is only 0.2 meters compared to the average of 0.32 and the highest of 0.49 meters. Another factor contributing to the poor jump height is the net impulse is very low and is 60 lower than the average, meaning that he is not able to apply the force for as long a period of time. However, a strength of Billy's is that the duration of the phase is slightly shorter than average, and so this is not his main problem but can still easily be improved. Overall, the numerical model shows that Billy has a lot of weaknesses compared to the class and the compared performer, and so I have many improvements to give Billy. This shows Billy's main strengths and weaknesses for all three types of analysis. You can pause the video here to see his strengths and weaknesses. The three areas I'm going to have Billy work on is his shooting, his balance, and his jump ability. Firstly, Billy will improve his shooting so that he is averaging a 50% mid-range shooting within 6 months. Billy will know he has achieved this as he will notice his shot get better and he will score at least half of his mid-range shots. This will be great for Billy as a player because he will become more of a scoring threat so he can help his team out on offense more. To improve Billy's shooting, he will do close range form shooting for 30 minutes 4 times a week at the beginning of his training sessions. Once he has done 30 minutes of form shooting, he will practice catch and shoot by throwing the ball to himself or someone else throwing it to him, and making 10 shots from the 5 different spots of mid-range, 1 from the baseline, 1 from the elbow, 1 from the top of the key, 1 from the other elbow, and 1 from the other baseline. After this, he will do the same, but for 1 dribble pull-up shots. So he will start at the 3-point line, take 1 dribble into the spot, and make 10 of these from each of the 5 spots. This should be done at a fast pace so that it is game realistic, and his shot does not change when he is under pressure of the game. To improve this even more, he could add a passive defender, so that it is more like in a game situation where he'd have a defender have their hand up. The most important thing is repetition, as this will create muscle memory for your shooting form, and so will help it become natural. Billy must increase the amount of shots he gets each week in order to maintain constant improvement. The second improvement for Billy will be for the box out as a whole, as during most phases Billy is very off balance and as a result does not jump high, has a weak stance before and after, and can be easily outstrengthed by his opponent. To improve balance and overall body strength, Billy will participate in yoga classes 2 times per week and use positions from the classes at home every night for 30 minutes. As well as this, after every shooting session that Billy does, he will balance on a wobble board while someone passes a ball to him, making it progressively harder. If Billy does not have anyone to throw the ball, to him, he can do this himself by placing the wobble board by a wall and throwing the ball against the wall so that it comes back to him. The final way to improve Billy's balance in these box-out situations is many practice runs of a box-out, ensuring he has well-balanced stance. He will do this 15 times per session, and every time he catches a rebound using an off-balance position, he'll have to run 10 lengths of the basketball court as a punishment. Improving this will not only help Billy's rebounds and box-outs, but it will help his 1v1 defense and will help Billy stay balanced when doing dribble moves. Also, if he gets this wrong, then the sprints will help him increase his aerobic capacity. The final improvement for Billy is to improve his jump height by 0.2 meters in 6 months. This is vital for many reasons as a power forward in basketball, as it will help him get more rebounds by out-jumping any taller players. Also, it will help him to score more layups as he can get closer to the rim and finish easier. In order to do this, Billy will need to improve his jumping technique so that he can use his jumping ability to its full potential. To do this, Billy will research online and use YouTube videos to find the best jumping techniques off 2 feet. Once he has done this, he will do many practice jumps, attempting to get as high as possible next to the hoop. I will be there and I will point out anything he is doing wrong. He will practice this 3 times a week and do 10 attempts each time. As well as this, Billy will do plyometrics training 2 times per week for an hour each time. Billy will use mini hurdles in a row, changing between a series of hops and skips, alternating between one-leg and 2-legged jumps. This will train Billy's stretch shorten cycle in the muscles in his legs, and so he will be able to jump higher. As well as this, Billy can do weight training on his lower body, focusing on heavy weights and low repetitions in order to increase power in his legs. Billy should do 4 sets of 6 or 8 reps, and he should do exercise like squats, calf raises, hip thrusts and deadlifts. Using this training, Billy's jump height should be increased massively, and therefore his overall performance will increase.